Join me as I challenge myself to wake up every day with a positive mindset and share my journey to living a better life. You are either getting sharper or you're getting softer. There is no in between. You don't wake up and maintain who you were yesterday. Life doesn't work like that. The second you stop pushing forward, you're already falling back. That's the harsh reality, and the problem is, most people don't even realize they're slipping. They think staying comfortable is neutral. It's not. Comfort is decay. Comfort is the slow erosion of every ounce of power inside of you. From the second your eyes open, you are either setting the tone or letting the world set it for you. If you roll out of bed, grab your phone, scroll for dopamine, and feed your brain with distractions, you've already lost the first battle of the day. You've already given away the most powerful moment, the start. Winners own the beginning of the day. They control the first inputs their brain receives. They dictate the emotional temperature of the morning, and that carries into the rest of the day like a domino effect. Most of you are wondering why your life doesn't change, why you feel like you're always stuck in the same cycles. You think it's bad luck. You think it's timing. You think the world is out to get you. It's none of that. The truth is you're not programming yourself with any strength. You're not feeding yourself with anything powerful. You're not listening to truth daily. You're not reminding yourself who you are, who you could be, and what you need to do. So your brain just takes whatever's around it and starts mimicking it. And what's around you? Distractions, excuses, weak people making weak choices, losers who justify being lazy, cowards who blame the system but never do anything to rise above it. That's what you're exposed to. That's what you're absorbing. That's what you're unconsciously becoming, because the mind is a sponge, and if you don't fill it with strength, it will soak up weakness. This is why I say, every single day, you need to hear something that reignites the fire in your chest, something that shatters your excuses, something that cuts through the fog and forces clarity into your mind. Because without it, your brain will choose comfort every time. That's how the human mind works. It will always default to ease. It will always gravitate toward the path of least resistance unless you override it. Unless you program it to choose war instead of peace, pain instead of pleasure, discipline instead of chaos. Listen carefully. You were not born to be average. That's not just some motivational line. It's the truth. You can feel it. Deep down, you know you're capable of more. That's why you feel guilt when you waste time. That's why laziness doesn't sit right with you. That's why you feel like you're meant for something bigger. Because you are, but you're not living up to it. You've let your own potential slip into silence. You've numbed your instincts with comfort and noise. And here's where it gets dangerous. Most people aren't even aware of the damage they're doing. They just go through the motions. They wake up, repeat the same day they had yesterday, tell themselves it's okay, and then wonder why they feel like they're drowning in mediocrity. You can't outrun the truth. You can't fake your way to greatness, and you can't get to the next level by consuming weak inputs. Everything you allow into your mind is either planting a seed of power or planting a seed of decay. You want to win, you want to rise, then you've got to audit what you're feeding your brain. Stop playing trash music that glorifies weakness. Stop listening to broke people's opinions. Stop watching content made by clowns who have never built anything real in their life. And start flooding your mind with principles, with discipline, with relentless truth that doesn't care about your feelings. Truth that tells you, get up, move, grind, earn it. Because that's what real growth feels like. It's not always pretty, it's not always fun, but it's necessary. The path to power isn't paved with ease. It's built through friction, through tension, through consistent resistance. You think the man who commands respect got there by watching Netflix and hoping for the best. No, he made sure that every single day he was sharpening his mind. He made sure that every single day he was listening to something that held him accountable, that reminded him what was at stake. You can't afford to forget what's at stake. Your future, your freedom, your legacy, that's what's on the line every day, and if you don't remind yourself of that, you'll start to treat life like a joke. You'll start living like your time isn't valuable. Like your name doesn't mean anything. Like your soul can be bought for comfort and convenience, and once you start living like that, you lose yourself, you become one of the many, you fade into the crowd of the average and the forgotten. That's why this matters. That's why you need to listen to something like this every single day. Not once a week, Not just when you're feeling down, every single day, like your life depends on it, because it does. What you allow into your mind daily is the blueprint for your actions, and your actions are the blueprint for your results. There's no magic. There's no secret. It's exposure and repetition. It's making strength your normal. And I don't care if people call you obsessed. Good. Be obsessed. Be intense. Be unreasonable. Because the rest of the world is soft. The rest of the world is addicted to comfort. The rest of the world is sleepwalking through life, waiting for someone else to rescue them. Let them live like that. You choose fire. You choose movement. You choose dominance. Every time you listen to something powerful, your brain remembers who it is. Every time you hear truth, your DNA stirs. Your spine straightens. Your energy shifts. It's chemical. It's primal. You can feel it. That rush you get when something cuts through the lies and speaks directly to your core. That's not hype. That's alignment. That's power waking up. That's the real you breaking through the noise, and that version of you, he's not lazy, he's not confused, he's not lost. He knows what he wants. He moves with precision. He doesn't beg. He doesn't wait. He takes, he acts, he dominates, but you've got to feed him. You've got to water that mindset daily. You've got to keep the fire alive, or it dies. That's the nature of fire. It only burns when it's fueled. And the world is constantly trying to smother it. Comfort is pouring water on it. Distraction is throwing sand on it. Weakness is trying to drown it. You've got to protect it like your life depends on it. And it's simple. You don't need a complex plan. You just need to listen to strength. Every single day, that's how it starts. Wake up and listen to power before the world has a chance to infect you. Before doubt starts whispering. Before your old habits come crawling back. Get ahead of it. Own the morning. Own your mind. Lock in before anything else gets a vote. Because once the day starts, it's a war. And only the prepared survive, so I'm telling you now, this isn't just motivation, it's mental armor. You need to be reminded of who you are until you no longer forget. You need to be reminded of what's possible until mediocrity becomes offensive. You need to be reminded of your standard until you live it automatically, and that kind of transformation doesn't happen from inspiration. It happens from exposure and repetition. Rewire your mind, rebuild your identity. Replace weakness with strength, and you do it with your ears. What you listen to builds what you become, so choose wisely, every morning, every night, every spare moment. Drown yourself in power, because this world isn't going to hand it to you. You've got to take it. And it starts in the mind. So don't waste another day feeding your brain with junk. Start feeding it fire. Start feeding it discipline. Start feeding it truth so raw and real that your old self can't survive it. Let that weak version of you die, and let the beast inside you take over. Not once, not for a moment, every single day. That's how legends are born. That's how empires are built. That's how you stop living like a spectator and start living like the one in control. Every great life starts with a decision, and every great mindset starts with what you choose to listen to. Make the right choice, and keep making it until there's no other option left in your mind. Only power. Only dominance, only forward. When you decide to wake up with purpose, the entire world starts to look different. You stop reacting. You stop waiting. You start moving like everything you've ever wanted is already yours. It just hasn't been delivered yet. And the only thing standing between where you are now and where you belong is how hard you're willing to work, how brutally consistent you can become, and how well you can silence the weak voice inside your head that whispers, "Take it easy today." That voice is the enemy. And it doesn't just speak once, it talks to you every morning. It's always trying to negotiate with your greatness. It says, "You've done enough." It says, "Rest a little longer." It says, "Nobody will notice if you slack today." And if you listen to that voice, even for a second, you lose. Because that voice isn't yours. It's been planted by the world around you. It's been crafted by years of conditioning, failure, distractions, and comfort culture. And if you're not vigilant, it will take everything from you. People think failure happens in one big moment. They think you fall off because of some dramatic life event. Wrong. Failure is gradual. It's a series of small, invisible choices you make daily. It's a minute here, a skipped session there, a phone call you don't make, a lie you tell yourself just to sleep at night. It's 1,000 tiny cracks that become a collapsed foundation. That's how mediocrity takes over. Quietly, slowly, comfortably, and if you don't fight back with daily discipline, with daily reminders, with daily doses of harsh truth, you will end up like everybody else, broke, soft, confused, and forgotten. That's why you listen to this kind of thing every day, because motivation is not some magical energy you wait for. It's a habit. It's a pattern. It's the discipline of filling your mind with something that crushes your excuses before they take root. Ask yourself, how many days have you wasted waiting to feel like it? How many mornings have you told yourself you'd start tomorrow? How many dreams have you delayed because fear told you to wait? You think you're playing it safe, but you're killing time. And time is the only thing you can never get back. You want freedom, you want wealth, you want power, then stop acting like you have forever. You don't. The clock is ticking right now, and nobody's coming to save you. Your problems are your responsibility. Your life is your responsibility. Your mindset, your body, your bank account, your discipline. Nobody else owns those things. You do, so if they're weak, it's because you've allowed them to be weak. You've permitted failure, and the only way to fix that is to stop being soft with yourself. You have to become your own enemy, your own competitor, your own drill sergeant, because the world will let you slip. The world will let you fall apart. The world will smile at you while you destroy yourself slowly, but you can't afford to let that happen. This is why you need daily programming, because everything around you is pushing you toward average. Every ad, every piece of media, every trend is designed to pull you into laziness, to reward victimhood, to glorify quitting. That's the system you're living in, so unless you're consciously choosing to rebel against it, unless you're filling your mind with raw, unfiltered strength, then you're already a slave to it. You can't be neutral, not in this world. You're either sharpening your blade or letting it rust. You're either growing or you're dying. There's no middle ground, and the only people who succeed are the ones who treat each day like war. You need to step into your life like a battlefield. You need to treat your schedule like sacred territory. You need to guard your focus like it's your life, because it is. Let everyone else waste their mornings watching trash, scrolling for validation, listening to broke people talk about nothing. Let them play that game, but not you. You wake up and you set the tone. You tell yourself what kind of man you are. You listen to things that reinforce your power. You program your mind to dominate, to produce, to conquer. You build yourself before the day tries to break you. This is a lifestyle. This is war. You can't dip your toe in. You can't do this halfway. You're either locked in or you're losing. And the people who rise in this life, the ones who build legacies, who earn real freedom, they are the ones who grind daily without needing a reason. They are the ones who built the habit of showing up even when nobody clapped, even when nobody noticed, even when everything inside them screamed to stop. They didn't need a crowd. They didn't need a cheerleader. They needed a mirror and a mindset. They looked at themselves and they decided to win. That's it. And they listened to the right things every single day. They fed their mind with power until quitting wasn't an option. Until mediocrity became disgusting, until every ounce of laziness burned out of their blood, and that's the level you have to reach. This is why what you listen to matters more than you think, because even if you don't act on it immediately, it's rewiring your subconscious. It's shifting your identity. Every time you hear something that tells you to go harder, to move faster, to be better, you're planting a seed, and over time, those seeds grow into unshakable confidence. Into hunger, into a mindset that can't be broken. You want to be unstoppable, then start treating your mind like a weapon. Start treating your ears like gates. Stop letting weakness enter. Stop letting soft voices pollute your ambition. And start listening to the words that spark violence in your spirit. The kind of words that remind you of your power. That's the fuel you need. That's the fuel you deserve. But no one will force you to drink it. You have to choose it. You have to hunt it. Every day you do this, you get stronger. Every day you flood your mind with truth, you build mental armor, and that armor will protect you when life hits, because it will hit. Hard, you will lose people. You will fail. You will be betrayed. You will face setbacks, and in those moments, your preparation will determine your outcome. Most people fold, but not you. You're going to smile when it's hard. You're going to push when it hurts. You're going to look at pain and say, that's all you've got. Because you've trained for this, you've conditioned your mind to thrive under pressure, you've become addicted to progress. And that makes you dangerous, that makes you rare, that makes you the kind of person who bends reality, who takes what they want, not what they're given, and that kind of power isn't found in genetics or luck. It's built daily, through action, through repetition, through refusing to be anything less than elite. So ask yourself, what kind of legacy are you building right now? What kind of name are you earning? When people speak your name, will they speak it with respect? Will your actions echo when you're gone? Or will you be just another ghost of wasted potential, another average soul who traded greatness for comfort? The answer is in your habits. It's in what you do when no one's watching. It's in what you listen to. Every word you feed your mind becomes a brick in the foundation of your future. Weak words build weak lives. Strong words build unbreakable men. So don't skip a day. Don't let your brain go a moment without being reminded of who you really are. Repetition isn't boring. Repetition is power. You're not just listening to feel better. You're listening to evolve. You're listening to become someone who doesn't flinch, doesn't fear, and doesn't fold. Every word you hear that strengthens you is a weapon in your arsenal. So stack them daily. Load your mind with ammunition, be ready for war, because it's already here. You don't need a perfect plan, you need consistency. You don't need more information, you need more action. Stop looking for secrets. The real secret is brutal repetition of basic principles. Work hard, stay focused, don't quit, and listen to the kind of truth that burns the lies you've been telling yourself. Every single day. Do it until you can't even recognize the man you used to be. Do it until weakness disgusts you. Do it until average feels like death. That's how legends are built, not through luck, not through feelings, through daily, violent commitment to growth. So you want to change your life. You want to become something no one saw coming. Then make a decision, lock in, and don't miss a single day of feeding your mind with fire. Because the truth is this: the man who listens to strength every day eventually becomes it. So now you have a choice. Go back to being average, soft, and silent, or wake up tomorrow with fire in your chest and war in your mind. Every single day is a battle between who you are and who you're supposed to become. And nobody's going to hand you greatness. You take it, you earn it, you bleed for it. This isn't about motivation. This is about transformation. You either rise and dominate your life, or you sit in the shadows while someone else does. You weren't born to be another face in the crowd. You were built for more, but if you want to own it, and if you're serious, then prove it every damn day.